Welcome to Deadlands Dime Novels, The Adventures of Young and Holt, Issue 6, Mound Up. I'm your narrator, Ernest Wick, intrepid reporter for the Tombstone Epitaph. In this issue, Young and Holt find themselves confronting the cacophony in the cavern, dealing with not only one problem, but two. From there, they learn a little secret about someone they've already met. But we'll save that for later. If I reckon right, we left that last issue with a bang. We'd best see where they're at.
So you throw it in there, you got both guns out, you see like a head pop up, blonde hair, and you realize why you couldn't see him. Now, with the way the light is casting, there are some large shadows of outlines of upper torsos in a ring kind of shape, and he's standing in the center of it. And so you see like his head kind of pop up almost in between two of these, and looking your way down towards the tunnel, and then kind of peeping into the light. And it's a dude. He's got a hat on. He's got a bandana mask covered up over his nose. Mm-hmm. And then you can see a shadow of a third out of your field of view.
I'm getting ready to pull the trigger on blonde hair.
Okay.
And then mustache boy pops into view.
Yeah.
And that's going to be bang bang. That's 5.
That's 5. That is a hit.
Oh, it's actually a 5 minus 2, so it's not a hit.
Ooh.
I probably should have went with a reroll on that.
Oof, that's not good.
That's not good.
All right, so the first one misses.
Yep.
Okay.
Second shot.
Oh, that's a bunch of...
This one's at minus 4.
It is.
I'm going to add a d6.
All right, I don't get to do anything to that. Oh, jeez.
So it's 8 minus 4 is still a 4.
And that is definitely a hit.
Sorry, I need to look up damage.
Okay. Ooh.
Damage explodes, right?
Damage definitely explodes.
7 and 3 is 10, plus 1. Or plus 2, sorry, yes.
So total 12. Then 12? All right. So he pops into view. How would you like to kill him?
Okay, so the first shot, he sees me as he's peeking in,
yep.
And he starts to drop further, like, to take cover, and dropping puts him right in line with my second shot, which is just right through the head.
Right through the head.
And he just drops all the way down.
And he does. He just plops right down there. Okay, so that would be initiative.
It is.
All right, so we're going to give you an initiative on this two-porter just because. So 6.
Should be here and bang bang.
I do.
5 and... Actually, that's him, and then that's blonde coat. Right now, you're basically just kind of waiting, and you've heard shots go off. So let me ask you then: is there anything that you're going to do now that you've heard a couple shots?
Well, before I do anything, I'm going to use deflection on myself, which means I'm going to deal with the devil.
What an appropriate spot to do it.
I know.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Deal myself. Is it 5, 6, 7 cards?
You're missing somebody.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a flush.
Ooh, nice. That might give you some...
It's a success with a raise.
Yeah.
So, I'm casting deflection or missed me. So to hit me with fighting or shooting has a minus 4.
Wow.
Right now.
And how long does that last till?
That is a duration of 3 rounds, and I can keep spending points to keep it going.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm quickly dealing out my cards to myself.
Yeah.
I did just quickly draw one and roll it.
So you got a rifle on each side of you, and you're laying in a tunnel, and you're
rifle and a shotgun.
playing with cards.
Yeah.
Hear the gunshots go off, the cards come out really quick, and you start getting nervous.
I start going, ooh.
Please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't
I'm
hit
looking
me.
for the ace. That's what's going on.
All right, so you do that, and then Mr. Young, it is your turn. So you're probably about maybe 5 to 7 feet just inside, or just inside the tunnel.
And I know that I'm about a good 50 yards from the up angle.
By 50 feet.
50 feet.
50 feet back that way.
All right. I am a sitting duck in a tunnel. So I am going to start moving backwards.
Okay.
Down the tunnel. And since I still have a target at Blonde Coat, hopefully.
He is crouched down. He's looking at you, and he's a little concerned about what's going on.
I'm going to back up and then fire a couple shots.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be in medium range on this guy as you back up.
Okay. So that's going to be
that'll be an additional minus 2.
Right.
Right? Medium is minus 2.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. First shot of the miss. Ooh. Maybe. Could be.
That's a hit.
10 minus
6
is a 4.
Is a 4. All right. So your second shot scores a little hit on Mr. Blonde Coat. Let's see how much damage you do to him. And you get the explode die. Ooh, my goodness.
So that's 14 on the dice.
14
plus
on the dice.
2 would be a total of 16.
16. All right. So I got to definitely make a little soak roll for this guy. 16. So I'm going to spend a chip.
Nice. You got chips over there, Vern.
You do hear him yell. Ah! Damn it! And he's not very happy. You see him kind of reach down as you're backing up. He kind of reaches down. Ah! He kind of like shakes one of his arms. He drops something. But then he moves down and you see him kind of like fiddling with something with his belt. And you can hear, but it's very, very dim. It just sounds like kind of like this whirring kind of noise. You see him do that, and then it almost... You kind of look at him and you think, I'm pretty sure I haven't been drinking. And he kind of seems to shimmer just a little bit, like kind of like almost like he's like not phasing in and out, but he's got just like a little bit of blur around him.
That's so cool.
Then you see coming into your field of view, you see a body kind of jump in there, and he raises a rifle. And he goes to take a shot down the tunnel, and he can't quite see you, so I'm going to give him a -4, because you have moved into the darkness. Bullet just kind of goes right into the dirt right next to you. You hear another gunshot. Porter.
Can I hear him backpedaling down the tunnel?
Make me a notice check.
4.
You can hear him backpedaling down the tunnel. You can also hear something coming...
Into
towards
the tunnel?
you, yeah, into the tunnel. You can hear some voices, and you can hear like some clinking of bottles.
Okay. Porter would fire.
Okay. Fire at what's coming down the tunnel.
At what's coming down the tunnel.
All right.
It's a nice squared target.
Yep. You see somebody walk into your field of view.
And I'm going to shoot.
All right.
Which gun?
The rifle.
Okay.
As you go to pull the trigger, I'll tell you what it is.
Ooh. That's a 6.
6 is going to hit this man wearing a red mask.
Oh.
Or a red hood. But go ahead and roll your damage.
That's 9.
All right, so boom! You shoot the rifle. How would you like to kill this individual?
It's got to be a center of mass shot. It's not going anywhere else. It's going to hit him low and in the gut, just a little above the gut, and just kind of send him spinning down.
Joshua.
So did I hear a shot behind me?
You definitely heard a shot behind you. And then you kind of heard boom!
Oh, this ain't good.
It wasn't high pitched enough to be me.
No. I'm gonna keep backpedaling.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do another couple of rounds. Long shot towards the man with the rifle.
Okay.
And 4 -6.
Yes.
Miss on the first shot.
That second shot always seems to dig deep for you.
No.
Ooh.
Miss on the second shot.
Are we using kindness and mercy? Is that word?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Making sure.
So far, mercy's ended a man's life. Kindness, it's just been warning.
All right, so those 2 shots go zinging back out towards him, and that's yours. So, and then he's going to shoot back at you. He raises his rifle, shoots back in your direction, and just kind of goes. The shot goes wild. You just hear it kind of go right past you. Then that brings us to him. You're kind of looking back as you're shooting, and then you see him kind of pop up and shoot back at you.
I'd be focusing mainly on him because he's the one I was shooting at.
Yeah, and in the background, you can see Samuel moving. Blondecoat's moving, and he's darn it, and then boom, and he's almost like in two places at once, and he looks like he's moving very quickly. And it's just got this shimmer. It's almost like he's almost turned two-dimensional. He's just back and forth. So you did your shot, Porter. Yes. You let your shot up. You drop that guy. You hear a bunch of like panic. You hear a couple of panic shouts from behind, and then you hear somebody else. Just throw it. And you see...
That's what I figured it was. I didn't want that.
You see two things just kind of... You see these couple things just kind of flash in front of you, but then you hear them break right nearby. And then you can kind of hear this... Like there's some sort of reaction or something going on. You're backing up. You have no idea what's going on with this at all.
If I hear that, I'm going to think it's a snake. Sidewinding.
You hear this, Porter. You hear the muffled shouts of people who are probably wearing hoods that are red colored.
Possibly.
As they are running backwards out the tunnel or moving back. There sounds to you like there's probably at least two. There could be more. But it sounds like they're retreating back out the tunnel.
That's not good at all.
And next up then would be you, Joshua, with your 9.
All right, I'm going to back up again.
Okay.
Now, backing up again, am I to Porter yet?
You're very close. In fact, as you back up, you notice some smoke start to come around you as you're backing up. Make me a vigor check. 4. So the smoke is kind of coming around you. It doesn't smell good, but you're right now. You're still managing okay.
Okay. In a low whisper, as I'm backing up, smoke. Porter, we got to get out of here.
Okay.
And I'll fire 2 more shots.
Okay. You've got...
Hail Mary shots.
Yeah, basically. So let's just roll and argue. It's going to need to explode for you to even have a chance of hitting.
Nope.
And that one was not your skill.
There was not a 1, no.
And a nope.
Ooh.
Okay. So
couldn't get any closer there. 2 and a 1.
And then 8 is you, Porter. All right. The smoke has also kind of arced back and is kind of wafting
I can
up
kind of see it now.
by you, yeah. And you also get to make a bigger check.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
11.
11. All right. Yeah, there's only just a few vapors coming up, but again, it smells horrible, but it is not affecting you at the moment.
All right. Joshua, the Red Hoods threw something in the tunnel and then ran back out.
We got to get out of here. I downed one of them, but blonde coat's in there.
All right. I'm going to grab my array of guns, apparently.
Okay.
And hop down,
right.
Slide down, and follow him. I'm going to follow him.
Gonna make your way out. He's gonna take one more shot down, Hail Mary shot down the hallway back at you. And that is going to miss. You hear another bullet just kind of past your head. Are you going to make all due haste to get out of the tunnel?
Yeah, and I'll pull my bandana up.
Okay. Both of you get to make me another vigor check as you run out.
1 and a 2.
1 and a 2. Your highest right now is a 3?
Yeah.
Okay. You are okay. You're coughing and breathing, but you're doing all right. You're kind of stumbling along, and you feel like, oh, this is not doing my ailment any good at all. Trying to get the handkerchief up there, you kind of stumble a little bit. You got to put your hand on the wall for a second to steady yourself, and you do suffer -1 fatigue.
Okay.
But you can make it to the entrance. You kind of outrun the smoke, though it is kind of creeping back towards you. But you make it right to the entrance. Unless you want to go a little further, you've probably got a little bit of movement left in you.
I'm going to kind of grab and pull him to the side immediately and try and get out of the firelight would be the...
There is no firelight.
Oh, yeah, we took down all the firelight. But at least out of the way of the entrance.
The entrance, yeah, okay. As we're coming up on the entrance, we probably notice the outside because of the glow of the overcast sky. I'm going to turn around so that I'm coming out basically backwards. So I'm facing down the tunnel.
Facing down the tunnel?
Because it's like, turn around, book it, get in there, Okay, nobody's behind, and then step out of the tunnel, and then you're probably pulling me to one side.
Yeah.
All right. As you come out of the tunnel, make me a notice corner.
So how many red hoods are going to shoot me? I got 3.
Got 3? All right. So you just kind of like zip out and just grab him and just start going, this way around the hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that right there.
All right. So, yeah, you grab and you pull Joshua around that angle as it goes. You come out, you make a little bit of movement. Nothing immediately happens. Both of you can make a sight-based notice check as we kind of sort of move into the next round.
9.
3, because I'm fatigued.
You see off in the distance, you see silhouettes of some bodies, but it looks like they're kind of moving away again from the mound.
I'm going to crouch down.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, "There's more out there," and just kind of wave my hand in that general direction.
I am going to basically kneel down and cough up a lung.
Okay.
Try to get whatever is here out.
All right.
Do you need a drink?
Got one?
No, actually I don't. Sorry.
And it's still raining.
I'm basically just watching the entrance, coughing up a lung, and then I am going to start reloading my pistols.
Okay. As you're reloading the pistols, nobody comes out of the entrance. You do see some smoke kind of come out, but it quickly gets, the rain just kind of takes care of that really quick. What are you doing? You just still also looking? Or?
I'm going to reload the rifle.
Okay.
And then I'm going to look up the hill.
Look up the hill.
See if I can spot our cover from the entrance.
Make me a notice.
Fire today. 10.
10. You actually do see him, or you see part of him. The hill, as it kind of angles up.
No, I think it's just crouching.
It's just his head. He clearly missed that stealth roll. But no, you see, he is crouched, and it looks like he's got his arrow knocked, and he's pointing it in the direction that you saw the bodies kind of running away.
Okay.
You hear a voice back in the rain. If you leave now, you can live.
There's 2 fellers in there that don't need to live.
We can take care of them.
I got one of them for you.
You've done us a favor. But you don't need to be in there. Tell your masters to leave the mounds alone.
We have masters?
I don't have a master.
You say that, and you hear a couple gun cocks. You hear a different voice. You make me a notice check, and you're going to hear the voice anyway. So no, actually, make it a smarts roll. Smarts roll. Sorry. You do still have the fatigue. Ooh, nice roll.
I think that's an automatic win.
Yeah, probably. Oh yes.
Let's go with a 10 minus 1 is 9.
9. You recognize this voice. It sounds like the guy who helped you to the bathhouse. This voice says, you can leave walking on your feet or being dragged by your feet. It's your choice. But you need to choose now. And you tell that Injun Gotti or wherever the hell he is, he's got to go too. He shot one of our men with his bow when we were coming in.
I tell you what, point me in the direction of the nearest bathhouse and we'll leave.
Yeah, you're a smart one, gunslinger. Nearest bathhouse is right back in Worthington. Just get on your horses and get the hell out.
You gonna take care of the diggers too?
They've been taken care of already.
Might I inquire as to why you needed to murder some homesteaders?
You kind of hear and you see something flying towards you through the rain, and like a little journal kind of plops down maybe about 4 feet away from you. Take that back as a warning to anybody else who wants to come and dig around here.
Okay.
Stuff in the pocket.
Okay.
I don't want to be shot.
Porter, you hear this. You do not. You hear a voice above you, just a whisper. What are we going to do? You want to leave or no?
What do you want to do? Do you want to leave or no?
This is your story, I won't. I cut myself off before I say his name.
Okay. Nice. I'll let you draw a chip for that one. That was good.
This is your story.
But this is...
How do you want it to end?
This is your expertise.
All right.
I don't want to die.
Oh, there's your answer. I'm thinking a bathhouse sounds pretty good.
I think so too.
I think all 5 of us need to go. Shall we?
I think it's a good idea. All 5 of us.
5? I mean, I know I fight like 2 men, but it still needs 1 more. Okay, so where are you going to go?
Back to the horses.
Yeah, because we're...
All right,
We're up there
yourself
somewhere.
back to the horses. Okay, runs a deer, just kind of slinks down the mound and hooks up with you, and you guys trot off.
I've got 2 rifles in my arm.
Oh yeah, I'll take one back now.
You get back to your horses; they are still there and intact, so that's good.
That's good.
Good boy, Buckshot.
Is that his name?
Yep.
Oh, I kind of like Red Jet better.
You can call yours Red Jet.
He is called Red Jet.
Did you know that man that you were talking to?
Help the fella back in Worthington.
Oh, it means the Red Hoods are in town.
Mm-hmm. What did he throw at you?
I don't know. It sounded like a bottle.
Was it? No, was it? We throw you. What do you? Oh, sorry.
Outside?
Oh, you mean outside?
He threw
outside.
you a drink? And you ain't sharing?
No, that was what the smoke was in. That was whatever it was. I'm gonna show him the journal. It's a little dark.
Pull my tobacco patch out with a match.
Wait, you want me to read right now?
I was wanting to see what it was.
Ow.
It is indeed appears to be a journal.
Okay.
It's got several pages of notes.
Well,
Just wanted to see journal.
the journal can wait till we have light and
not rain.
not rain.
Yes.
Just wanted to see what it was.
Yeah.
Runzadee recommends.
Know of any dry spots close?
Well, let's stay in these woods for a spell, and then so we'll ride out this rain, and we can make our way back. And I say we just go straight through the night back to the homestead.
I can get behind that.
Seems like a good plan to me.
See if we can find some good cedars or birch.
You do find some decent cover.
Joshua.
Yeah.
I shot one.
Shot one what?
One of the Red Hoods.
I thought we agreed that we weren't going to shoot them unless they shot at us.
I didn't know he was a Red Hood when I fired. There were people coming down the hallway towards you. What did you want me to do?
I appreciate it.
Don't tell him I shot him.
Well, I seem to recollect there were at least one other fella shooting a rifle down the...
That's a good idea. Yeah, they totally shot him.
After probably about another 2 hours of waiting it out, the rain dies down, and you're able to ride through the night, showing up probably at...
Funny how this just starts and stops.
How else is rain supposed to work, old man?
Usually when a front moves in, you get a good amount of rain.
It rained for at least 3 hours. How long do you want it to rain for?
Seemed like all last night when it rained. That's a rain.
We could use it.
You can use it. I'm tired of being in the rain.
Being damp does not suit you.
Being shot at doesn't suit me.
Was this your first battle?
I mean, not at the poker table, yeah.
You ain't been shot at yet.
No. That you know of.
Since I've been with you.
I mean, I've been shot at before, but not with the intent to shoot back at them.
I guess you got shot at when we were leaving the tunnel, though.
Kinda.
Shot at with a book?
No. They were shooting down the tunnel. I was in the tunnel.
Oh, well, you're...
I was obviously shot at.
I see.
We'll have to inquire if anybody in town knows the gentleman that wears a hat, has a rather bushy mustache.
So, like, half the people in the town?
And is a hired gun.
Oh, well.
Did you
That still doesn't...
see any of the gentlemen that were hanging around with blonde coat?
I did.
And?
They might have had bushy stashes.
Okay.
Don't most gunmen? Don't you?
Not no more.
Oh.
I shaved my beard at the bathhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm all clean shaven and cleaned up.
Nice.
It's like back on the trail again. I can't be, hiding out and...
Yeah, you don't want to be dirty when you go out on the trail. That's the job of the trail, to get you dirty.
Got to go out looking good.
Yeah.
Of course.
Figure Porter here's going to get me shot. He came close tonight.
I did a very good job not getting you shot.
So he was going to shoot me with some bottles?
He threw a bottle. I thought it was going to be fire,
Okay.
but it didn't be. It was.
Glad it wasn't nitroglycerin.
That would have been bad.
Kind of wishing I had a stick of dynamite, though, when I was staring at blonde coat.
That might have been bad, too.
Of course, the Red Hoods probably wouldn't like that.
I don't think so.
Not in the slightest.
Well, looks like Ingersoll was right. They must be protecting that mound.
Well,
Must be. But I'm still curious why they would go to all the effort of prepping bodies in a barn in the same manner that they were prepped in the mound. And you were right. There was 11.
thank you.
As you
For the journal, can answer some of those questions.
and the first rays of sunlight come up as you kind of ride back into the homestead. It only has been really one day, right? So Ingersoll is still going to be there.
So this is, the second day.
Yeah.
He would be getting ready to head out.
Mm-hmm. Everything appears to be pretty much still the way it was. The barn is still smoldering, just a touch, just a little bit of smoke.
Did we
coming
tell
out
him we
there.
were going to burn down the barn?
He comes out as he sees you approach. He looks a little bit better. He's not propping himself up with a makeshift cane or anything. That was quick.
Well,
Doesn't take long for Porter to shoot a man.
You got one.
I got man, yes.
Oh, so what happened? Was Samuel there? Did you take care of the problem?
Problem we didn't take care of, but let's just say mutual acquaintances took care of it.
The red-hooded gentlemen, they were there.
They were. They said that give this to... It was a warning? I haven't looked at it because it's been dark.
Oh, you rode through the night, huh?
I didn't want to get shot again. Or shot at again.
They were throwing bottles.
They were.
Throwing bottles.
With smoke. It was pitch black, essentially. I couldn't see anything.
I see. Well, please, come on in. I was just getting breakfast started.
Well, tie up the horses on the porch, apparently.
There's no barn.
That's our makeshift barn. Inside.
Yeah, you come in. He's got he's kind of got a larger pot of oatmeal there, and a little girl has come out.
Oh. And
she's sitting at the table, and she kind of gets a very nervous look on her face when she sees the three of you come walking in. Ingersoll, no. It's okay. They were the ones that were here before. It's all right.
He's just old. Don't worry about him.
She just kind of looks, just keeps eating her oatmeal, keeping shifty eyes on the three of you. Ingersoll looks at two of you, runs a deer, kind of goes and walks over by the fireplace. Do you think they followed you? Do we need to leave now?
Don't think so.
We were told that we could leave and live. So.
Oh. So they were protecting the mounds then?
Yep. You got a mutual ally in that. Just keep your company, posse, organization.
Yes.
Away from the mounds.
I'll definitely make them aware of this. This is good. But but what about Samuel?
Saw Samuel.
Did you?
Saw two of his goons. Let's just say he only has one goon now.
Ah, but you don't know what happened to him, though. You didn't take care of him.
No. I'm assuming that the Red Hoods with their guns and bottles of smoke
probably took care of the problem. All right.
Were there two ways at the mound?
You didn't get her all the way around the mound to find out.
If there was another way out of the mound, he may have gotten away.
Yeah, could be.
I want to bring out that journal, put it on the table in front of us.
Okay. Start looking at it.
Hopefully there's some sort of message in here that explains what the hell's going on.
I'll ask Derek. Sorry.
Yes.
Before you get into that while you're looking at the journal.
That's fine.
So Derek, have you ever seen the inside of one of those mounds?
I have not.
How much did you look around the barn when you were crawling back to the house?
Enough to make me wish I would never want to see something like that again.
Now you've seen inside the mounds.
The bodies in there were arranged the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Were they...
Now why would they take the time to do that to the barn?
I don't know. I don't know anything about who they are and what their motives are. Unless if they're protecting the mounds. What if they're trying to emulate what they did? Or what was in there? If you say they were arranged the same way, they were seated like everyone else in the barn was.
Mm-hmm.
Were they giant?
Nope.
They were normal size then, huh?
Nope.
Make me a smarts roll.
Four. But I'm fatigued, so 3.
Whatever you want to tell them is what you want to tell them, and that's just fine. But you're not 100% sure if they were or not. You didn't see it. As you sit there and think about it, as you were riding back overnight, you recalled the torsos seeming to be a little higher than maybe what they should have been for a desiccated corpse that was sitting in that posture it was.
And when Blonde Coat stuck his head up, he could have been in a hole.
He could have been in a hole. The corpses could have been on a raised platform. It's difficult saying. You didn't look enough in the other chamber to see, but maybe they might have been. I mean, you didn't see if they were on a platform. If they weren't on a platform, well, then, yeah, I guess they would have been taller. Couldn't tell you how much taller.
They weren't giant? Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it is disappointing. That might be good news. If they're not, then, or if they weren't, then we have really nothing to worry about in that regards.
Sorry, Porter. We didn't find your giants. Guess we'll have to go looking for something else.
I guess.
Well, if that is the case, it wouldn't be the first time that there was, what we back at the office like to call fake news in some of those newspapers. Sad.
I've never heard that term before.
Yeah.
Huh. I think it'll catch on.
Maybe. Yeah. Get used to it. Ingersoll kind of goes and he starts kind of pacing and you kind of hear him muttering to himself as he's kind of like trying to puzzle and piece some things together. Maybe they were worshipping? Maybe they were, but we did, they were protecting. I don't know.
So you said you met one of them before? The Red Hoods?
Yeah.
You did?
Yep. He was Gent in Worthington. Helped me to the bathhouse. Pointed me in the right direction.
He was just a regular citizen in Worthington.
Yep.
He wasn't
like sitting on chairs outside
He wasn't in India.
No.
This is truly disturbing.
I guess there's all kinds of secret organizations out there.
Indeed. Huh. So after he paces a little bit, then he comes to sit down and he just starts eating his oatmeal unusually fast. He's going to keep shoveling in, and you could look. The look on his face looks like he's really thinking about things. You're looking at the journal?
Absolutely.
It's a journal written by, looks like a Professor Charles McGillicuddy.
Charles McGillicuddy. That's a good name.
Looks like the good professor was operating out of a university in Minneapolis. As you start to thumb through, they talk about, the first ones are what you would expect. They discover the mound. They've got their digging crew there. They are being, in light of the report of previous mounds and the supposed giants found there, they are being very methodical in their search for a proper access tunnel. And there goes into a rather boring several-page description of how they kind of almost like drilled in to the mound itself, looking for, as they kind of circumvented it, if I'm using the right word, went around it. There's another $5 word. Looking for a proper entrance, and then, of course, after a couple of days, success. They found it. You see the sketches of what was the little vestibule area there. As they set that up and they began to dig in, they only had to dig into the dirt roughly 8 feet before they found these smooth surface tunnels. And then from there, it was a matter of they went inside. They found the subchamber, and it basically they make notes. A couple of notes. They find the burial chambers. Now it's when it's starting to get good. They discover 2 burial chambers on what they're calling the lower level, which you discern was where you guys were, or where he almost was, or where Samuel was. And then there's a 3rd burial chamber up on top. They only spent a little bit of time in there. And connecting the 2 on the bottom, there's a small connecting tunnel of the same height as the others. Here's the cross section. So 1 chamber, short connecting tunnel, 2nd chamber, and then the top above chamber.
Like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Now, they did see a 2nd tunnel go off. They don't know where that led to. They didn't get to go explore that yet because they're trying to digest a lot more about what they found in regards to the bodies. They describe the bodies very much how I'd like to describe them before. Professor McGillicuddy is not sure. He suspects, because he has not touched or tampered with the bodies at all. He didn't want to do that yet. He didn't want to run the risk of, assuming that the previous report that he had read was true, that the bones immediately turned to dust upon exhumation. What's that?
Going in, they said being shown into the sunlight.
I believe so, yeah, in the story. So they wanted to not, but they didn't want to even run any risk of that. So they're just doing straight visual observations. He believes, though he is not sure, that the 2 lower chambers, each which contain 11 bodies, that the 2 lower chambers were men, and the upper chamber, which there was only the 1, contained women. Now, in each one was, of course, buried with a pendant with bare teeth, multiple bare teeth in this case, but with copper wire. They had what appeared to be, at one time, probably was a bow, though whatever string was on there had since rotted away, and what they can determine to be approximately 11 arrows per person. So, are they regular men as we know it, or are they giants? You read this, are you going to relate any of this to Ingersoll?
I'm going to read it first.
Okay. His measurements seem to indicate, it's difficult to tell from visual observations, and they don't want to touch it, and the bodies are a little twisted because of the passage of time and the mummification process, whatever it was. he does believe that they are giants. With the men, if those measurements are correct, the men are approximately anywhere from 7.5 to 9 feet tall. And the women are anywhere from 6 to 7.5 feet tall, if they're women, and if they're men. Then the entries kind of go on to say, get to those notes, and he talks about discovering the other chamber. Then they get into a couple of entries where he starts talking about the previous night, heard some very strange noises on the fringes of our camp. Each day the noises seem to grow a little bit worse, a little bit more bizarre in nature. And then the last entry talks about, we hope tomorrow to go and explore the tunnel beyond the second chamber to see if it leads out of the mound, which is, in parentheses, he says, which is what I suspect, or perhaps somewhere else inside the mound as a whole. That is the last entry. He does make many comments about how they were buried, of course. One thing you'll also note this as well. On the interior walls of all 3 chambers, kind of set in to the wall, into the earth mound, is some clay, and it's a variety of different symbols. And he's kind of sketched them out.
Might look familiar.
Yes. You definitely match up the symbol.
Okay.
To the ones that were on the faces, as well as the one that was around the barn. Ingersoll, this is, after a couple of hours, Ingersoll, breakfast is done and things. He says, I'm thinking maybe we should just, as long as we still have some light, we should head back right away.
Why?
Well, I know, it's not that I don't trust what they told you, Joshua, but there maybe hotter heads might prevail, and they might decide to close any loose ends. And
you're worried about the Red Hoods coming back and killing us?
Yes. I am. And
well, if they do it here, they do it in Worthington.
Well, that's true.
Maybe it's best for you to just skedaddle from the area.
I don't know if I can do that. Well, one, of course, I still have to pay you. And also, I
don't reckon we did much.
Yeah, but you I can't not pay you for the work that you've done, for all the things that you've done. Well, but also I have to go on the assumption that Samuel made it out alive, and if that's the case, then I need to try and figure out where his next moves may be.
Derek,
yes.
Do you know who that digging team? That was the science team that was investigating the mounds?
I was told it was a professor from a university in Minnesota. I had the name in my notebook. That was taken from me by the bandits.
Yeah, I reckon that digging team's already been taken care of, and they're probably all dead.
Via the Red Hoods.
Yeah.
So whoever you got in your organization, if they wanted to look into that and notify the next kin.
All right. Well, I can. He's found some things to make some more notes on. So
I'm sure whatever college they worked for would know all the names.
Yes. Yeah. They would have records of that for sure. All right.
That camp was a mess. Looks like they tore it all up.
That's unfortunate. Even just from a historical perspective, it's a fascinating find. And giants or no.
But I can understand you wanting to get back to Worthington civilization.
Yes, though this place certainly is defensible, despite the fact of the barn, which I'm going to assume was probably taken care of by one of you for some reason.
Well, best not to leave those mysteries out in the open.
Mm. Yes, that's true. No, it's a good point. It's a very good point. But anyway, we might be safer in the public of a town as opposed to here.
Except for, I'm going to point to the girl.
Yes, well, I will take her under my care for sure, and I'll make arrangements that, like I said, I should be able to work with those within our organization to make sure that whoever takes care of her, final care of her, will be compensated for their efforts.
So what do you think, Porter? Ready to go back to town, or Should we go look for some giants elsewhere?
If you're willing to continue, I might be able to... If you're willing to stick around in Worthington for a day or two, I may be able to provide you with some next steps once I get back there.
Well, let us think about it.
All right.
While you're getting your stuff ready, Porter, why don't we go practice some rounds with that rifle?
I thought I was a pretty good shot.
So we'll head out, and I'll grab some bottles and other detritus. So he's going to be shooting some bottles off while we're having this conversation.
Yes.
And once we get outside and I'm doing that, I'll come over and I'll be like, they were giants.
They were totally giants. I'm going to show him like the map, little drawing in there and the various notes and stuff that were in the journal. Do we trust Derek?
I don't trust Derek.
I mean, he's been nothing but honest, and
he's overly enthusiastic in a way that kind of terrifies me. And he wants to stop people from playing with toys before another organization plays with the toys. I mean, it's like he wants to keep it all to himself, and I don't know. I think both sides of that are kind of, You know, he might be thinking he's doing good.
right.
And maybe he is, but I don't know. What do you think?
I get where you're coming from. I was thinking the same thing. He tells us, hey, stop these people from interfering with the mounds so that we can send scientists in and interfere with the mounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure. And he won't tell us who he's working for. And if they get this information, they will definitely not stop checking out the mounds.
So you want to go back to the mounds, don't you?
I do want to go back to the mounds.
Well, we can let them ride to Worthington. We can go back to the mounds. We know where they're at now.
But what are we going to do about the Red Hood people?
Do you want to go back to the mounds or not? Everything comes with a price.
There was a lot of them, you know.
How many? I didn't see any. It was dark.
There was at least 5, maybe more. I'm guessing. I'm trying to... I saw them in the distance.
Yeah.
But there's one less. But I shot him, you know.
Yeah. We might not want to bring that up. Run into him again.
But I kind of want to know.
Well, nothing else. We can ride out there and see if there's another hole in the side of the mound. That would answer the whole blonde coat question.
That would.
Wouldn't have to step foot in the mound, so to speak. We could just be riding by.
We're not just going to ride by, right?
Well,
Okay.
something might catch our eye.
That's right. I think that I like that. That's a good idea. Yes, absolutely. We can go with that plan. That's a good plan. I have to see the giants.
Runs at Deer comes out. If you peg the last two bottles easily, and it comes out. We've gotten a little bit better.
Well, I shot a guy.
Yes, you said that. You did.
Maybe I'm a natural.
Death sometimes cannot be an easy thing to live with.
I think you were talking about him.
Sure. The Ingersoll, he is ready to go. The girl is riding with him on the horse. Are you coming with us?
I think we're going to take a different path. We might meet back up in Worthington. We appreciate your time, though.
All right. Well, I appreciate
Since he's already been paid.
I appreciate your pay.
Because as soon as he got wounded, we paid him the rest of the cash.
Sorry about shooting you. Here's your money.
We totally understand if you want to leave now.
It's okay.
Should we have Derek leave it at the post office at Worthington, our payment?
Derek, yeah,
Yeah, he can.
as like the conglomeration of horses come together as you guys as they're getting ready to go their way and you're going your way, he says, well, I'm sorry that you didn't want to come with, but that's okay. I understand. I will leave payment for you at the bank in my name.
Okay.
In your names, from me, of course. And so you can pick it up there. And I appreciate what you did. And let's hope that Samuel was taken care of by those red-hooded men.
Definitely.
That would be good. That would be very good. So, well, perhaps our paths will cross again, but I plan on being in Worthington at least a few days, so if you come back, look me up. I'll probably be at Tabby's.
Till next our paths cross, and glad you're not dead.
As am I. Yes.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Derek.
You as well. You as well. Thank you, both of you. Are you ready?
I look at Runs at Deer and like, enjoy the pipe.
I will. Thank you. Be safe. Gives you a weird wink, and then and they head back towards Worthington.
It's always hard to say farewell to people you've been through so much with, isn't it? Well, thanks for enjoying this issue of Deadlands Dime Novels, The Adventures of Young and Holt. Tune in next time for issue lucky number 7, Dire Decisions. In that issue, Young and Holt have to make some choices about what to do next, and whether or not to return to Worthington. And I can tell you, both decisions have some long-term ramifications. The part of Joshua Young is played by Brent Rich. Porter Holt is played by Brad Smith. And your intrepid marshal is played by Chris Hussey. Deadlands and Savage Worlds are the property of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Learn more about their great games at their website, peginc.com. And of course, thanks always to our friends at Fear the Boot. Support their Patreon at patreon.com/feartheboot. I'm Ernest Wick for the Tombstone Epitaph. And remember, you can make a living disturbing the dead, but disturbing the living can make you dead.